The next question we have by Hugo Granberg asks, what is the reason that weights feel so heavy after a competition and how to fix it? He's concerned with his CNS being burned out.
Sure. So let's start with the CNS part of that. That's a term that we used to use and then we don't use anymore because it's been shown to be, not accurate. Although I fully understand what you're trying to communicate, that sort of central brain fog, overall fatigue, maybe even immune system kind of feeling that you get with high intensity exposure, and in particular, like this high emotional event type of exposure. And we see that a lot after competitions. I don't think that's necessarily the cause of the reduction in performance post-contest. I think a lot of that is just an emotional letdown. I think that a lot of powerlifters don't really appreciate what the emotional buildup up to a competition is. Even if you're not a particularly emotional lifter or even an emotional person, there's still this big buildup that happens, and it's slow and it happens over the course of several months. As you get closer, the training weights usually get heavier and the intensities get higher, and there's this big buildup. Then you have the competition, now it's over. And so part of it is coming off of the peak, but then also part of it is this emotional letdown. You're not preparing for the competition anymore. There's not that sense of urgency that you get, especially in those last couple weeks. So I think a lot of it is that. Now, as far as how you might mitigate that, that's a lot harder to determine. Maybe don't try too hard to mitigate it. I think it starts with accepting where you're at. There is a downturn after a competition. You can't always be in peak condition. That's just how it goes sometimes. You accept that, do your pivot, move on, accept where you're at, and try to make the best decision possible as far as moving forward and developing again. That's kind of how I would structure post-competition.
Thank you for watching this video. If you are an athlete, if you are a powerlifter who loves training and wants a better training management system, we have a free online training log that allows you to log your training, write block reviews to analyze the blocks that you're performing, meta block reviews so that you can look at all the blocks across the board and try to dial in the variables that are contributing to your progress the most. Send and save videos for all of your lifts. You can also track your fatigue with an online track system and help you make better training decisions, how much volume you might want to implement, and so much more. So if you're interested in that, check out reactivetrainingsystems.com, sign up. It's all free for you to use, and hopefully you can hit some more PRs.
Reactive Training Systems.